Hi everyone, delonewolf here and welcome back to the Sunday Recap, my weekly vlog where I talk a bit about my last week in games. It's been of course a very interesting week in EVE Online, although it's mostly been in the announcement realm, not so much on the in-game front. There I have been doing, well, my regular stuff, honestly, a little bit of exploration, actually a decent amount of exploration I would say. Found a couple of good sites and I've also been working on salvaging lots of the stuff that I find there in order to get a bit of extra salvage materials, because I do want to produce some more rigs as well for the markets. Next to that, my PI, it's going decently well, and of course the blueprint copy business as well. That's just some pretty passive income that I can keep up with. But it's of course full focus now on what's gonna happen later this month. We'll get 48 hours before they actually do take away local as it exists now in 0.0. It's going to be replaced by the same local as wormhole space, so basically opt-in or endless delay, if you still want to call it a delayed local, and that is going to be very interesting in my opinion. I'm still not sure exactly where I want to try my 0.0 experiments when that hits the game. I might try Providence again just to see if what it's like to try and live within not red don't shoot rules in 0.0 when there's no local, to quickly take a look at who's available there and who's a bad guy or who's a good guy. You can actually do that pretty easily with the kill on sight checker from CVA. Or if I try to find like a very empty area of nullsec and maybe try to build something up there. So those are the two main directions that I'm thinking about trying something in nullsec when the change hits, but I'm still really not sure what to do there. I think that well, as the day progresses, I'll have more preparations done. Right now all I have is one ship that's ready, and then we'll see how that goes. But these are definitely very interesting times, I would say. I see people that are really hopeful for this change and people that are very much against them, against the change, especially the 0.0 change. But what I've said in EVE Talk as well, I think is worth mentioning here, that this might not be the end for making 0.0 even more risky. We know from one of the small items in the scope video that there is a chance that Upwell might no longer be carrying the asset safety part of their agreements in 0.0 either, because that was like under I don't know, it was researched, the numbers there, and they basically didn't want to comment on it. So it could get very, very interesting and very, very risky in nullsec as well. Now, one comment that I see quite often on that is, who the hell is going to build your stuff? Who the hell is going to make your ships? Well, on that, I do want to say that the castles that have been built now have become so large, they've become such economic power blocks that basically they have deflated any value in minerals, in chips, in all of that, to very, very low prices. We know that if you follow EVE Talk, of course, and that, well, if it becomes really hard for them and there's a lot more disruption, that's just going to increase the value of stuff that's being done in high sec, and there will always be plenty of production coming from there, I think. So it's gonna be super interesting, but the people that are crying that well, EVE is dying now finally, I think well, it's the same EVE is dying that we've been hearing since 2003 apparently. Anyways, interesting times in EVE Online coming up. I'm definitely looking forward to covering that. And next to EVE, I only managed to play a little bit of Dota Underlords. Yeah, World of Warcraft, the patch really doesn't convince me. I can't say, I can't really see any reason to put in all the grinds at this point. Basically, I'd say I'm waiting for Classic. We'll give that a go. Not even sure how hardcore I want to go into the World of Warcraft Classic at this point, but it's just not doing it for me right now. So it's back to some more Dota Underlords. I'm still enjoying that game. It's in open beta. There are definitely changes that are coming. So for instance, the warlock mechanic where more warlocks gave all the other heroes lifesteal was a little bit overpowered. That has been changed to a very convoluted new mechanic, I would say, but it does make the game quite interesting to see that it's in full development and they're still trying to balance things out, which counters a little bit one of the things that I was worried about, is the stale meta of the game, where, well, basically a big line of warriors with some warlocks behind it tended to be very, very strong early game, not a lot of counters to that, and so as a result now they are actively changing all of those parameters quite a lot, and it changes things up quite a bit as well. So I'm enjoying that game. Maybe like 1 or 2 games a day is something that I like to do when I really feel like relaxing. Just play an easy bot game, explore a route. You can definitely stick with something that you want to try. For instance, I want all hunters or almost all the hunters, just to see how powerful they feel, or I want to try something with the demon hunters again, or a warrior focus, a knight focus. You can definitely do that in an easy bot game, because you're not gonna lose no matter what happens there. And after that, well, just jump into a multiplayer game, see if your theory works out or not, and then keep enjoying that game. So far it's been a decent amount of fun, but I'm also looking for other stuff to do, and the Steam summer sales are on. I'm still not sure exactly what I want to do. Part of me wants to buy Civilization 6, but Civilization 6 doesn't really have a very good policy when it comes to making YouTube videos, so I kind of feel hesitant of actually covering that. And there's some other games that do look interesting. X4, I like X4. Unfortunately, the sale is not pretty big on that one, so I'm not sure what to do there. But yeah, I'm also gonna peruse through the Steam sales and see if there's anything interesting to pick up and to try to combine with EVE Online and potentially some more Dota Underlords at the moment. And that was my last week in games, guys. Thank you very much for watching, and as always, I'll see you next time.